You think betrayal comes from enemies? Nah, it comes from people you would die for. The one who use your loyalty like a weapon and leave you bleeding when you have nothing left. My name is Michael, and this is the story of how my own brother and his wife made me homeless, and how 3 years later they showed up at my door, broke, hungry, and desperate. But this isn't just a story of betrayal, it is a story of revenge served warm with grilled cheese. After our parents passed away, my older brother Daniel took me in. He and his wife Stephanie had a decent house in Ohio suburbs. They let me stay in the basement, not out of love, but out of duty. Still, I was grateful. I cooked, cleaned, helped with the son Ethan, and did everything to be useful. I worked part time gigs, mostly catering and kitchen help, saving money quietly for my dream to open a food truck. But to Stephanie, that dream was a joke. She wanted me gone. And Daniel, he just nodded along. I ignored the looks, the tension, the whisper arguments until one night everything exploded. Stephanie accused me of making her uncomfortable, of watching her, being creepy, a lie, a complete fabrication. Daniel didn't ask questions. He didn't even let me speak. He shoved me out in the rain that night with nothing but a bag and $24 in my wallet. I had no car, no friends in town, and nowhere to go. I slept that night on a beach behind a gas station. The cold pierced through my soaked hoodie, and for the first time in my life, I felt truly invisible. I walked the streets all day looking for work. No one wanted to hire a guy who hadn't shaved in days, whose shoes were falling apart. One evening, I saw a dishwasher walking out mid shift at a small diner, Frank's Corner. I stepped in and begged the old man behind the counter for a shot. I'll wash dishes, I'll work till midnight. I won't steal. Just give me a chance. Frank didn't say much, just pointed to the back. And just like that, finally, I had a job. He was rough around the edge, military like style, strict, no excuses. But he noticed something. He saw how fast I worked, how I fixed his broken prep line without being told. And one night he handed me an apron and said, "Let's see if your food is as good as your hustle." I made him a simple grilled cheese with a homemade tomato soup. Frank didn't say anything that night. But the next day, Mike's Melt was on the chalkbed menu. No announcement, no smile, just respect. Customers loved it. They started asking for it, and slowly, Frank let me do more. Soup of the day, daily specials, desserts. Then one day, everything changed. A college girl filmed herself eating Mike's Melt on TikTok. "This is the best grilled cheese I've had in my life." Frank Diners in Ohio. Go. 100,000 views, then 500,000. We had a line outside next morning. Frank grumbled like always, but I caught him smiling when we were sold out by noon. After few months, with Frank's help and some savings, I bought a beat up second hand food truck. No logo, no social media, just me and a griddle. I parked outside college campuses, at construction sites, community events. I talked to every customer. I remembered names. I gave free meals to anyone who couldn't afford it. People didn't just come back for the food, they came back for the story. I started offering pay what you can Fridays, collaborated with the local farmers for fresh ingredients, hired two guys I met at the shelter I once stayed in. Soon I bought a second truck and then a third. My brand, Mike's Kitchen, started trending online. Food bloggers featured us. A local news station did a piece titled "From a Homeless to Head Chef, the man behind Ohio's favorite food truck." I was invited to food festivals. We even catered a wedding. I wasn't just cooking anymore. I was building something that mattered. But as they say, universe has its own way, and no day is same as before. It was a rainy Wednesday. I had just closed up for night when I heard a knock on my apartment door. I checked the camera and my breath stopped. It was Daniel, holding Ethan in one arm, and behind him was Stephanie. She looked broken, not just wet from rain, but defeated. No makeup, hair a mess, cheeks pale. The confident woman who once destroyed my life was gone. Ethan looked up at the camera and waved. I opened the door slowly. Daniel's voice cracked. Mike, we lost everything. I lost my job 6 months ago. We used up savings. House went into foreclosure. We have been staying in motels. We are out of money. We didn't know where else to go. Stephanie didn't speak, just stared at the floor, eyes full of shame. Ethan whispered, Uncle Mike, can I have your grilled cheese once again? I let them in, sat Ethan down, cooked for him first, then made one for Stephanie. I didn't say a word. Daniel tried to explain how he should have believed me, how Stephanie finally admitted she lied, how guilt ate him alive every day since. I let him talk. Then I looked at him and said, You kicked me out like garbage. You didn't even let me explain. You threw me to street while your son still needed me. You left me for dead. And now you're back because storm hit you this time? He wiped his eyes. I don't want your money, he said. I just, I wanted to tell you that I was wrong. I nodded, then said, I'll feed Ethan. I'll give you all a roof for tonight because that's the man I became. But don't mistake kindness for forgetfulness. I'm not the same guy you threw out, and you don't get to be the part of this chapter. That night, while Ethan was sleeping with his parents in the apartment, I was sitting in the kitchen garden, looking at the moon, and with a thought in my mind. Some wounds don't heal with time. They heal when you stop pretending they never happened. I didn't want revenge. I just wanted peace. But sometimes peace looks like this: feeding the same people who starved you, then watch them walk away, knowing they will never taste your success again. We love sharing these beautiful stories on our platform. We would like your support. Kindly subscribe and give us your feedback.